Hey guys, this is AI Gaming 1776 playing Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, rolling on into Mother Base. I'm using a GTX 745 on PC. This is an OEM graphics card. If you have found this video, chances are you know what this graphics card is. It probably came with your computer. And let me turn the headset down because it is a little bit loud in my ear. All right, so I am early into the game. I'm playing in 720p right now. That should be in the description of the video. I've already posted a 1080p video, and I will try to do some other resolutions. Now, there's a lot of management in this game, so you have to come back to Mother Base. It helps raise morale for your troops so they do a better job. My mother base is not expanded out yet. You can expand it out. It looks like a big oil rig in the middle of the ocean, and you can add platforms to it. The same mechanic pretty much existed in Peace Walker. I think it's Metal Gear Peace Walker on the PSP, PlayStation Portable. Anyway, and this is supposed to be basically a sequel to Peace Walker. So I'm back here at Mother Base kind of to show you what it looks like more than anything. It looks better with the GTX 960, I'm not going to lie. It also looks better in 1080p. But it's not too bad. We're keeping 60 frames per second. Let me show you the settings to do that at 720p. This is a 4GB GTX 745. I have to tell you, I can't get MSI Afterburner to work. I can't get EVGA Precision X to work. Oh, actually, this is not an EVGA card, but still. Yeah, because Precision X works with my PNY card. So that wouldn't be too good of an excuse. Point being, I don't know how much VRAM the game uses. So that's where we're at. Okay, 1280 by 720. And frame rate is on auto, or you can lock it at 30 FPS. Motion blur is off. Depth of field is on. Model detail is maxed out, textures are maxed out, texture filtering is maxed out. Now everything else is on high going down, and volumetric clouds are off because I just don't care. I want a steady frame rate, and I'm playing at 720, so I don't care about things like volumetric clouds. Extra high is what you would be to max, so we're one step away from maxing. So at 720, that's good, but hear me out on this, guys. I think the game looks better. Let me go back into these settings. I think the game with this graphics card looks better in 1080p, and everything is low and off with the exception of textures I would have on high, texture filtering extra high. Everything else would be low and off. I kid you not. Depth of field might have been on. I'm going to have to go back and look at my 1080p video, because the thing is this game, and I noticed this with The Witcher 3, this game, like all the detail that's in the models and everything, and all the graphical stuff, the art design, if you will, it pretty much expects 1080p to be the baseline. All right, and The Witcher 3 was the same way. Like both of those games, when you put them in 720, they don't look right, if that makes sense. So the game doesn't look right. And furthermore, even though I have all those settings turned up, I think it looked clearer. I think it looked crisper. I think everything looked much better in 1080p with lower settings. And it's all subjective, all right? It's all subjective, and if you think 720p looks better with settings turned up, then cool beans, do that and enjoy playing the game. That's great. But something that I'm just putting out there for the PC community is I don't always think that, going to a lower resolution and turning all the settings up looks better. So, anywho, don't really know what else to do at Mother Base. I really only came to show it to you guys and to increase morale. Now I need to call the helicopter. So I'm going to have the helicopter pick me up. There's a dog. The very first time that you get to leave Mother Base and then go out to Afghanistan, when you land your helicopter, there's a dog there. All you have to do is Fulton the dog. You don't have to like knock it out or anything. And if you don't do it, I mean, I don't know from experience, but review sites have pretty much implied that if you don't do it, you won't get to use the dog later in the game. So I don't know if that's time sensitive or not. I'm not sure, but just putting that out there. If you haven't played the game yet, be on the lookout for that dog. Like as soon as I landed in Afghanistan that first time, I heard the dog barking. I had to look for him though because I landed at night. Anyway, this is basically kind of like a loading screen almost. I mean, it looks pretty. It looks way better in 1080p in my opinion. Again, I know that's all subjective, beauty in the eye of the beholder. Of course, if you have a 720p monitor and you don't have a 1080p monitor, or even if you're on a laptop with a 720p monitor, then that doesn't matter if I think 1080p looks better. You know, that you're firmly in a position at that point where 720p is what's relevant to you, and I get that. And again, I make these videos to show you guys how this stuff performs. All right, so let us go do some stuff. They said I got some new side ops. I wonder if any of them are cool. So there's the little lost sheep. Oh, there's different languages. Check that out. All right, so let us go and pick up an interpreter. So give you guys a little taste. All right, so when you leave Mother Base and you pick your mission and all that, you get to pick your companion. What are they called? I guess they're called a buddy. Well, all I have right now is the horse. I've not done anything in the game to get anyone else. I know there's a half-dressed female sniper named Quiet at some point. I know the dog grows up, and then there's like a robot walker. I hope you guys don't consider this to be spoilers, because quite honestly, this is like the stuff they show you in the video game reviews. But people might think that's a spoiler, so I do apologize. You can select a vehicle, which I don't have that ability, or do I? No, I don't have that ability. And then character. I wonder if I have different... No, I don't. Oh, you know what I meant to do? I meant to take a shower. Because until you take a shower, you're going to just be bloody forever. All right, anyway, you can do all that. You can select your equipment. I have not, and I know I should have, but I have not. I have not upgraded any of my equipment. This is all the starting equipment. So it's a silenced, it says MRS 4 for the rifle. Your silencer only works for like a minute. Let's commence the mission. Okay, the graphics look better if I go in the morning. So I'm going to go in the morning. All right. The graphics look better when the sun is out. So you get to see more things in the distance and so on. So I'm going to do that for the sake of showing off the graphics. So your silencer, what's crazy in this game, and maybe it's not crazy, I don't know, is your silencer will break after a certain point. It quits working. So yeah, that's awesome. All right. Here we go. We're going to go rescue this guy who is an interpreter. So the way the game works is you can interrogate people, but you might not speak their language. You probably don't speak their language. So you need to rescue interpreters that do speak their language. I already got the Russian interpreter. Can I jump out? I cannot yet. You can man the minigun. I don't need to right now, but you can. So like if I was going to go, if this helicopter was flying past a compound right now and I was just going to go hardcore, I would be able to light it up with this minigun. Also, if this was flying past a compound right now, I would be able to use my binoculars while I'm still in the helicopter. All right, so here's the horse. I'm telling you guys, 1080p looks better. I have all those settings turned up. I'll show you again. If you guys skip through the video, which I know some of you might, so I'll show you again. There's the settings. Pause it, because if for people who have already seen this, I don't want to make them sit through it again. So those settings are turned up pretty well, but it doesn't look that great. At 1080p with the GTX 960, the mountains look really, really beautiful. Furthermore, at 1080p, even with those two settings turned up that I told you about, the ground looks really good, which I'm impressed with, because you'd be surprised, like so many good-looking games make the ground look kind of janky. The Witcher 3, if you don't put terrain on Ultra, I think the ground looks janky. Far Cry 4, if you don't put the ground on Ultra, I feel like the ground looks janky, whereas this game looked pretty good. even with the GTX 745 and 1080p. All right, so what I got to do is I got to figure out where I'm going. So I bring. Oh, wait a minute. I got to tell you this. If you don't know, a couple things. One, while your map is open here, the game is still going. So remember, I don't know if you noticed, a truck was driving along that road. Okay, I'm moving this. You can see there's a road behind me. A truck was driving along that road when my helicopter landed. Had I been looking at my map, not paying attention, the helicopter very well, not the helicopter, but the truck that was on the road very well could have spotted me and then radioed for their homeboys, and all that could have gone down. So if you don't know that about the game, now you know. Also, check this out. You press the A. I'm on a controller. Why are you doing this? All right. So you press the A button to hang off on the side of your horse, and you can actually get away. I'll show you this in action. You can get away with kind of like sneaking up on people fairly close with the horse hanging on the side. It's, you know, the game flirts with realism and this, that, or the other, but then it does stuff like that. I mean, you can like get up really close to people with that horse, just hanging on the side. Like, oh no, I totally didn't notice anyone was there. You know, whatever. I don't care. I'm not nitpicking that. The game is just, what it is the game picks and chooses what's going to be realistic. And some of it is frustrating and some of it's like whatever. All right, so you click the right joystick to switch sides. The game is designed around you having to get good at this, okay? Unless you want to crawl on your tummy in the prone position very, very slowly, you need to learn this skill. Like, I refused to learn it the first hour or two I was playing the game. And eventually I was like, all right, if you want to sneak quickly, you have to learn how to do this. All right, sorry for talking your ear off. Let's look at the map. So I need to go to my right. To my right. Along this way. Okay, so the terrain in this game is honestly probably your biggest enemy. It is really frustrating. I've talked about this in other videos. I will probably always talk about it. See, now that I'm down on this road, like, I have to go through shenanigans to get high ground again. And the way the game is designed, the way the map is designed, you're often just flat out not able to have high ground, which is kind of BS in my opinion. Listen, I've said this repeatedly. I don't really think I'm a scrub at playing games. I say I'm a scrub to be funny, to be self-effacing, self-deprecating. Pick a word and pick properly pronounced one maybe. But, you know, you get the idea. One of those words. Okay, and there goes. Just everything about that was just a failure. Yeah, okay. So, I wasn't... Okay, I'm going to run. Am I dead? You know what? I may as well be dead. So, I wasn't going to bring this up even. But, yeah, the horse is kind of hard to stop. Like, you go back on the joystick, and the horse is really hard to stop. Here, let's just restart from the last checkpoint. And as you see, the horse tumbled off. I was trying to stop, and I was going to use my binoculars while sitting on the horse. Where am I now? I think I go... Let me look at the map. Yeah. All right. Anyway, I was trying to stop the horse, and the horse clearly... Here, we're going to get off the horse. And look at that. The horse is still going while I'm trying to get off of it. It's very ridiculous. I almost wish there was a dedicated button for stopping the horse, because the joystick just doesn't do the job. All right. Oh, wow. I'm going to shoot this dude when he gets in there, is my plan. Really? There we go. That's just the easiest way to deal with that. You know what? I'm going to just shoot all these dudes. What happens is you have these little outposts with probably 3 to 5 guys. By the way, in 1080p, even with the settings down, that guy right there that I just aimed at, that guy, would have been easier to see. He was actually a little bit difficult for me to see just now. I'm telling you, I personally think 1080p works better. But again, maybe 1080p is not an option for you. Maybe You just don't have a 1080p monitor. Come on, go down, go prone, go prone, go prone. All right, that reminds me. Why is he? I can't see him, but like he can see me. Why? And now I'm not in the prone. Yeah, the controls are a little bit bad. I mean, I'm blaming the controls, but sometimes I can play with no control problems at all. Overall, the controls get the job done. And normally I don't have to like lay in the prone this much. I'm trying to play non-lethally is the issue. The game is kind of a challenge to play non-lethally. Because my little handgun here, my little tranquilizer handgun, you have to get a headshot. You have to get a headshot. And look, whether I'm okay. If you want to take him out from a distance non-lethally, you have to get a headshot. All right, so wait a minute, where the heck? Someone's shooting me. And it's not always easy to get a headshot, especially when the fit is hitting the shan. All right, so which one of these guys is the interpreter? Normally, the guy I'm looking for is going to have a little purple circle around his head. Oh, wait a minute. Is it this guy right here? All right, see, it is really easy to overlook people like that. Okay, prisoners that are just laying on the ground. I did a video last night where you can completely, like, I actually walked past the prisoner laying on the ground because it was not super obvious that he was there. So I don't even know if I'm wasting my Fultons at this point. Oh, he was waking up, wasn't he? 0% chance to Fulton this guy. All right. That shows you the percentage of a chance that you have. 100% chance to Fulton this guy. So he should go back to my base with no issue. All right. Where is... I know I got a guy in the tower, but see the guy ZZZ up there? That means he's sleeping. He's passed out. So let's go up this ladder and get him. Yeah, these graphics I think look better in 1080p. I posted a 1080p video, so I implore you guys to check the 1080p video out. I'll try to put a link in the description. It's the video right before this one, though. Can I just... Oh, come on. What if I throw him? All right, is he still alive? All right. All right. Are we really... Is this video really 18 minutes long already? All we did was mother base in this itty-bitty outpost. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to split this video up, I think. No, I'll keep it one video. That won't even... That people probably won't want to make this a two-part video. I've been debating on what to do with the length of the videos. Because some people, and I've had a lot of people tell me that they appreciate my videos, because what I do is I show you point blank the game in action. Like I am playing the game, I am describing what's going on, I am making it very clear what the graphics card can do. The card can play this game in 720p really well. Like, no question. It's been a pretty stable 60 frames per second. It's not even flickering. So, and the thing is the graphics can actually go up higher. I'll show them again in case anyone needs to see them. Pause it if you need to look. The graphics can go up higher than that. All right. But, then you can't keep the 60 frames per second. Like even turning ambient occlusion up one notch or turning shadows up one notch made it so that the frame rate was swinging around all over the place. And I don't like that. I like stable, nice stable frame rates. And really, all I really care about in games is texture, texture quality, texture filtering, and model detail, which is geometry, basically. All right, nope, don't want to do that. All right, so there is a mission. Actually, I guess I go over here to see it. Let's take a look at my side ops. So I can extract a little lost sheep, or I can go into this big old mission over here. I think, because this is why I said I was going to split it up in 2 videos. I think I'll give that its own video. So if you want to see a little more of the game, like, look, this game plays well in 720. If you don't want to watch this video, there is no need for you to stick around, and my feelings won't be hurt, and I get it. But if you do want to stick around, we can extract this little sheep. I guess no checkbox. All right then. All right. Let's see. Do I get a yellow square at least? I have no indication where this sucker is. You don't get a mini map while you play. So that's why I was a little bit confused. I want to get over here. And I could have sworn it was going to give me... Oh, I must have unmarked it due to my own idiocy. All right, so this is a good time to explain to you my beef with the geography in the game. So I want to get over here. And at first glance, you might think you just go this way. No. See this? This is topography, all right? Mountains and stuff on your map. So what we can do is... Oh, wait a minute. Can I actually, while I'm over here, can I get materials? Obtained. All right. So we can go this way, that way, and then that way. So we're going to have to work for it. So first of all, I'm going to put an indicator here. Because I actually... Come on, buddy. We can do this. All right, so I actually get turned around with this terrain. Here's what happens. If you're trying to get from point A to point B and you go the wrong way, then you have to more than likely deal with tomfoolery to get yourself going the right way. Okay, see the frame rate counter just went down a little bit. So you have to deal with some BS to get where you're going if you go the wrong way. Like, it is not straightforward to get anywhere here. I was talking about like whether or not I'm a scrub at games earlier, because I was going to talk about Far Cry 4. And Far Cry 4 has spoiled me because I think Far Cry 4 is the least frustrating open world game that there is. Ooh, we're in the 40s for the frame rate. Now we're back into the low 50s. All right, see what I mean? Like, if the graphics were any higher than this, we would definitely have to deal with even more frame rate. Stop, horse. Look at that. Like, seriously. And you could say it's my own fault for not knowing how to do it, but it's a pain in the butt. All right, so let's mark these guys. So, couple things. First of all, let me finish the Far Cry statement. Far Cry 4 there's almost no frustration, in my opinion, when I play that game. You can drive to where you're going. Here comes a dust storm. These are pretty common in the game. So Far Cry 4, you can drive to wherever you're going. You can walk to wherever you're going. You can use a buzzer to fly to wherever you're going. You can frickin' fly a wingsuit to wherever you're going. You can use a parachute. So, you know what? Let me see if I can get past this while the dust storm is going. Let me see if I can get past this outpost. I think I waited too long. Come on. And I'm going to get punished for this. They punish you. Your fame decreases. You lose heroism. So here's why I did this. I ran past... Let me pause real quick. I ran past that post, and I was going to tell you this, but let me finish the Far Cry, guys. I know I got tangents going on. Just work with me here. Okay, Far Cry 4. Not very frustrating. I can get to a location any way I want. I can walk there if I so desire. I can swim. I can take a boat. You can almost get to almost anywhere in that game any way that you want to get there. This game is not like that. All right, so let's pull up the map. Now, the problem is I don't know who's going to be able to see me if I pull up the map. I need to get to a hiding spot before I use the map. That's what would be smart. Okay, this might be... Come on. Can the horsey not go up here? The horsey no go up there. The horsey say no. All right. I guess I can hide under this bridge real quick. Because again, when you look at the map, you can be attacked. Okay, so in Far Cry 4, I can go anywhere I want, any way I want, any mode of transportation. Look, those guys are running up on me. Like, or are they not? No, it looked like they were. Okay, this game is not like that. There's all this topography in my way. There's all this geography in my way. There's all these mountains and stuff. But furthermore, there's checkpoints and stuff, and there's enemies. And what happens is I wanted to get from where we were, which I don't even know where we were now, but we were in one spot, and I wanted to get to another spot. And I'm trying to get there, and then along the way, there's choke points, and there's choke points and checkpoints that I have to deal with. And so if you just, let's say you don't have a lot of time to play the game. See, everyone, a lot of reviewers try to tell you like, oh, you know, here's a selling point of the game. They say, if you don't have a lot of time, you can just do a side op real quick. Okay, well that's what all the reviewers tell you. But let's say you don't have a lot of time and you want to go do a specific side op, and guess what? There's all these checkpoints and choke points in the way, so you don't even get to your side op because you spend all this time. Like, if that sandstorm had not been there allowing me to run past those guys, I probably would have had to have methodically dealt with them, mark them with my binoculars, choke them out, shoot them, or I could have just run past them. I probably could have run past them successfully like I just did, but they, like with that dust storm, if I had done it right, there was a chance they wouldn't have seen me. And I was hoping that was going to be the outcome, but they did see me. So, all right, stop. All right, now where? And I'm constantly having to do this. Like, I have to stop what I'm doing. I have to, like, make a new marker. Can I go to this corner here is my question. So let's try that. Now, there is a checkpoint down here, but there's no choke point. Remember, checkpoints and choke points. So there is a checkpoint, but there's no choke point, so I can go around it. So it's like cool beans. But some of them you cannot go around. All right. See this right here, that kind of rock stuff in the mountains would look beautiful in 1080p. I know you guys, if you're watching this video, you're probably just wanting to see how the game performs with your GTX 745. But I am a strong advocate that in 2015, like, as soon as you can upgrade from that 745, you should. Okay? Because the 740, it's playing this game. If this was the only graphics card I had, if I had to buy the computer first and upgrade the graphics card later, if this was the only computer that I had, then, all right, cool. Cool. The game is playing. And I've played pretty much every game, even The Witcher 3, if you put that thing down to 720. The Witcher 3 does not play well in 1080 at all. This game does. The Witcher 3 does not. Far Cry 4 does not play very well at all with this graphics card in 1080p. But at 900p it is playable. And then at 720p it's even more playable still. But then it doesn't look that great in 720. But the point being is, if you have the GTX 745, chances are you can at least play games, which is better than not being able to play the games. All right? It's better than not being able to. But I strongly suggest getting at least a GTX 960. Not a 950, not a 750 Ti, not I guess a 370 from AMD. Like, get yourself a proper GTX 960, preferably a 4GB model, although those are kind of expensive. The 2GB model does get the job done, but there will be some games where you can't load all the textures. This game right here with a 2GB GTX 960 looks brilliant. And a lot of games with a 2GB GTX 960 looks brilliant. But the problem is, like, all these games that are coming out this Christmas, this holiday season, 2015, I don't know how many of them are going to require 3 or 4 gigabytes at 1080p for the high texture pack. Okay? Batman Arkham Knight, already it needs 3 gigabytes of VRAM to load normal textures. It has 2 options as of right now for textures. low and normal. So GTX 960, awesome card, but it makes you basically play with low textures, which is terrible. And some games are going to do that to you, where like you cannot load certain texture packs without enough VRAM. Sorry for the tangent, guys, but again, I'm trying to inform you. All right, if you were watching a performance video, the GTX 745, I'm assuming that you would appreciate some information. So that I'm trying to share that with you. I've learned all this the hard way. I spent my own money and my own time learning all of this the hard way. My computer came with this graphics card, and then I've tested other graphics cards, and I own other graphics cards. I didn't just like use them for a day or whatever. So anyway, let me get into actually getting this dude out of here. Part of the reason why I've been stalling is this is going to suck. I would rather have done this at nighttime. Doing things in the daytime is way harder. I only did this in the daytime. I only started the game in the daytime so I could show you guys the graphics, what the daytime looks like. But doing it in the daytime is a whole lot. I said daytime. Doing it in the nighttime is a whole lot easier because you can use night vision goggles. I learned last night. I used night vision goggles for the last time. It's like easy mode for the game. It is easy mode because everything that matters is highlighted in yellow when you use the goggles, the night vision goggles. So like most everything on the map, most everything in the game is going to be green with night vision goggles. And then the things that matter, like enemies and ammunition and stuff like that, they're all going to be yellow. It is effing easy mode. So I don't know if later in the game it stops being easy mode. I don't know if later in the game they find ways to make the night vision goggles not be as effective. But yeah, this, and the reason why I would want night vision, oh shucks. The reason why I would want night vision goggles for this area is there's so many enemies. There are so many enemies here. And so many places for them to hide, and so many structures, and so much I have to look at for situational awareness, that this is going to be a chore in the daytime. As evidenced by the fact that I'm just like sitting here chilling. So this area is actually big enough that you guys are actually going to get to see. How can anyone see me? Seriously, no one can see me. All right, how do I lure this guy? How do I... Okay. See, yeah, I can't lure him from this far away. You can make the horse poop. I don't know what good that does. I would have to look it up on the internet. Speaking of which, I could actually use the horse to ride into this compound a little bit if I wanted to. I don't know if that's going to be helpful or not, but I could. You know what? I'm going to run over here. This guy... Oh, shoot. That didn't work out. Okay, so this isn't good. See, okay. See this? This is... There we go. The game is not easy to play non-lethally. All right, the game is way easier to play lethally. Way easier to play when you play lethally. Matter of fact, let's do that. So now we're going to kill fools, okay? I mean, if I can do non-lethal like that, I will. And I knew I could. How many Fultons do I have is the question. I have 5 Fultons left, and I need at least 1 Fulton to get the prisoner out, or whoever I'm getting. All right, so the problem with those guys can wake up and they can come attack me after the fact. All right, so right now I'm just screwing up so badly. All right. What I need to do is get on a structure. All right. There goes another guy. Come on. Really? It didn't give me the slowdown time? All right. So here's what we're going to do. We're just going to play lethally. It's much easier, as you can see. Start mowing guys down. I don't really have a lot of Fultons anyway. So you start out at an area with 12 Fultons. All right, I believe I'm looking for a prisoner. Yeah, I'm looking for a translator. Okay. I'm not getting to use a lot of the little reflex time. Reflex time is when the game goes into slow motion after they've seen you. All right, yeah, you can shoot a guy enough times to incapacitate him, and then you can kick him. Literally kick him while he's down. All right, so where is the prisoner? I don't know. I'm never good at finding them. You saw we walked past a prisoner or whatever, a guy I had to scoop up earlier. You saw that I walked past one earlier, and he was just laying there, and I could have not seen him at all. And I did, man, last night in my 1080p video, I kid you not, at the start of going into this area, I walked right past the prisoner I was there for. And then I spent 20 minutes looking for him. And when I found him, I knew right away. I was like, wait a minute. I was in here earlier and I didn't see him. So they don't make it super obvious. So I got to find a prisoner. Oh. Here, I can actually run up on this guy. Okay. And who's shooting me now? Yeah, I don't know why I'm not getting reflex time. I was getting it earlier. I don't know if like you can only get so many instances of reflex time per mission. I don't know how it works. All right, so I captured the outpost, so it says, but okay, see how this guy's gotten up? He was probably stunned. Yeah, this is an issue. Like, you either need to kill these guys or you need to Fulton them out. All right, so there goes some reflex time. You need to kill them or Fulton them out. Where'd he go? I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. Okay, I do need to regain some health. Because if you don't kill them or you don't Fulton them out, then they're going to get back up and shoot at you. I mean, that's just what you got to deal with. Meanwhile, I would love to look for a prisoner. And notice I did get reflex time a minute ago. He just tried to throw a grenade. And I actually stunned him while he was trying to throw it. All right, so I don't have my headset on, but I still hear guys. I still see subtitles. So there's still guys around here. That's what I was trying to tell you a second ago. Like, it'll tell you that you've taken an outpost, but even though it says you've taken an outpost, there's enemies everywhere. Now, sometimes it's new ones. Okay, there. We went into the slowdown time. Reflex time. Yeah, way easier if you decide to play the game lethally. So much easier. Not even a question. Look. Kick him again. Oh, yeah, I need to obtain these materials while I'm at it. Alright, so where is the prisoner? We got to look for this guy. He's probably going to be laying on the floor. Or the ground or whatever. I know I just went this way. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do this search for him. So he's going to be in here somewhere. And like I said, guys, let me know in the comments. I said this in my other video. If there is some kind of basic way of always being able to find prisoners, like maybe they're always in the same spot. So maybe the next time a prisoner is in this thing, this compound, maybe next time. All right, so like wherever I find the prisoner this time, maybe that's where he's going to be next time. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like a new one, where the new one's going to be. Because I don't know where the prisoner is, and that's the issue right now. We're looking for the prisoner. I think I'm going to capture, when I was talking about like making another video and capturing this one outpost, doing this mission, the bee mission, I think what I'm going to do, bee as in B-E-E as in like the insect. So when I do that mission, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that in 900p. So I've done a 1080p video. This is the 720p video. By the way, when I sprint, the graphics do start getting a little choppy. Okay, I've been in here. So now I need to start using the map. All right, so it's somewhere in this purple circle. Somewhere in this purple circle is a prisoner. That's me. Oh, wait a minute. The sheep. I think I walked past the daggone sheep earlier. Okay. Is it really a sheep? It is a damn sheep. It's a sheep. I'm looking for a prisoner. Should have been looking for a sheep. All right. I saw the sheep earlier and I totally almost extracted it, but I didn't want to get sidetracked. Okay then. Well, that's human error right there. Or user error. It was where I originally came in is where I saw it. Where that was. Now I got to try to figure that out. I don't think it was here. Wait a minute. If I look at the map, I approached from... When I came here, didn't I approach from here, right? Okay, I think the sheep is over here. So for whatever reason, machine guns and stuff, these show up like they have little squares showing you where they are. You can Fulton that gun back to Mother Base once your Fulton is upgraded. And believe me, that is like... Upgrading the Fulton is one of the only things I care about. Remember when I said I've been using basic weapons? I've been using basic weapons and I have not spent any money upgrading anything because I'm like... Let me tell you guys how I play basically RPGs, because this is an RPG element. What I do is I don't upgrade as soon as I can upgrade. I wait. Like I have it in my mind like what I want, and I will just play the game with like the basic weapons or the basic spells or whatever until I can get what I really want. Right? Like when I was younger, I'd be upgrading stuff all the time, and then the thing I really wanted, I'd have to wait forever to get it. Nope. I know what I'm doing. I want to upgrade the Fulton. That's all I care about. If I have to use basic weapons the whole game on the road to upgrading my Fulton, so be it. Now, I'm sure there's... Really? I'm going to try to throw him. I'm sure there's going to be missions. Oh, is that the sheep? Look at that. That's the sheep. Oh, no. No, don't kill it for starters. Of course. All right, now I can Fulton it. Sometimes you can Fulton stuff without having to knock it out. I wasn't sure because it wasn't an aggressive animal, so I thought I'd be good. Look, I did it. I knew I saw it over here. All right, for good measure, I can Fulton this dude. Not sure if he's even going to be useful, but I can do it. All right, so anyway, I would like to be able to Fulton stuff. You can Fulton... I don't know if it's going to be a spoiler or not, so I'll say you can Fulton quite large objects, and even like in game preview videos, they've shown this. So my goal is to be able to Fulton just everything. Just Fulton it. That's all I want to do. Like basically, I just want this to be a Fulton simulator. Like I don't really care about the taking out of enemies or any of that. I just want to Fulton stuff, dude. Like I want to go straight full metal klepto. And as I ruin that. Oh, look, here comes the darkening sky. It's going to be nighttime. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you the sun go down, and then the video is going to be done. And then, oh, there's a dust storm. So I'm going to show you if it's even going to get dark. Let me check. It should tell me the time. Oh, yeah. 1744, so it's almost 1800, which is going to be 6 p.m. Okay, so if the sun goes down, I'll show you that. Then the video will be done. And then I have to make the 900p video of me infiltrating this this thing over here. Check it out. So there's this mission. I complained about this in the 1080p video. So I'll just be brief. You need to get to a place. I think it's here. Is it here? See, it can be confusing and maybe in a different... No, it's here, right? Yeah, I think... Okay. I think. Anyway, I need to get somewhere. In the video, I know... Like the video I posted, the 1080p video, I posted this already. You need to get to this one place, but the mission starts really far away from it. And there's a bunch of crap in between you and where you're going. So the 900p video will be that. Because I try to show you guys the game actually being played. That's the whole point. Like, I consider what I do to be a demonstration of how the game plays. I am demonstrating. This is how the game plays at certain graphic settings. Now, I could have turned other settings up, and you know what? Let's go ahead and max the graphics out for the rest of this video. What you saw was basically the settings that I recommend right here at 720p. Everything that's going to be like turned on, like enabled or, you know, high, extra high, all that. So what you have seen is the settings that I recommend if you want to get as close to 60 frames per second as you can with the GTX 745. And I've been demonstrating, and it takes a long time to demonstrate it. I've been demonstrating, look at that, like we just changed a little bit of stuff and went down to 33. Now what's crazy is I actually think it kind of looks better, but it's super slow motion. Like when you pan the camera, it's like smeary and like giving me motion sickness. So I still wouldn't want to do this. Anyway, so like that big long demonstration, if you've been watching this whole video, thank you very much. And please remember to leave a thumbs up and subscribe. If you've been watching the whole thing, because I assume that, you know, you found something in the video worthwhile. So anyway, I have to give these big long demonstrations if I want to fully show you how the game is performing. All right, I'm getting motion sickness playing this. I'm wondering if that truck is going to notice dead bodies. I am really beyond shocked that they didn't stop because they saw me. That is interesting. Anyway, the reason why these demonstrations are so long is I am showing you exactly how the game performs. And if I say, hey, here's what happens. Like I'll say, hey, these are the settings you should use. And then someone else is going to say like, watch this. We were getting 45 frames a second a minute ago. Like before I took down that truck, we got 45. We're at 29 now. And believe me, like I'm getting motion sickness. This is playing very badly. All right, let's see if we can get to 45 again. We were over here, we had 45 frames per second, and now we don't. Because what's going to happen is somebody, like the graphics I've been showing the first few times I showed the graphics in this game, I showed you that because those graphics pretty much keep 60 frames per second. Yeah, it went into the 50s here and there. It went into the 40s a few times. But by and large, it keeps 60 frames per second for most of this big old long video. Which is good. Okay, we're at 40. We're at 40 now. But there's going to be somebody in the comments or on a forum or on Twitter or on Facebook. There we go, 45. Oh, now it's 40 again. 44, 43. I'll take it. Let me put the controller down. I'll take it. 43. So there's going to be somebody somewhere on the internet that's going to say, oh yeah, well I use that same graphics card and I max it out and I get 43 frames per second. So I feel like I have to make these videos almost to cut through the BS, because there's so much BS on the internet, guys. There's so much BS. And you know there is. You know there is. You know you have listened to somebody on the internet that said like, oh no, it gets this frame rate, and then you use that game with that graphics card, and you're like, wait a minute, this is not playing very well. Now for some people think that, you know, how I kept saying the game was giving me motion sickness. The game is maxed out and getting about 30 frames per second. Well, it was getting 40 just now while I was running. And now we're getting 31, and it went down to 28, 29, 28, 27. I'm looking at the frame rate counter. So you could argue that the game is maxed out and it's getting 30 frames per second. And I think a lot of people would think that sounds wonderful, right? I think a lot of people would be like, dude, you can max out Phantom Pain at 720p and get 30 frames per second. I'm totally going to do that. Well, first of all, the game plays better, looks better, feels better, and is a smoother experience at 1080p with the settings lower. Right? Oh my God, this is such a big can of worms that needs to be dealt with, because the advice people give on the internet like blows my mind, like right out of my brain. There are people who would say that 720p maxed out, getting 36 frames per second right now. I think it's just because they consider 30 frames per second to be quote unquote playable, and they like the sound of saying they can max the game out. So I think psychologically that's what they want to do. They're like, I can max the game out and play it at 30. And I'm repeating myself, but the thing is like, this is something that's really kind of bothered me, because when I was a new PC gamer earlier this year, I've only been PC gaming for 9 months now. When I was a new PC gamer earlier this year, I listened to people that said maxing it out at 30 frames per second is good. It's not good. It's not good, guys. It isn't. It feels like crap. Even moving this camera around makes me want to like hurl. All right. It's this weird, horrible, disorienting choppiness, and it's not cool. It sucks. Now, again, to each his own. Everybody, I'm not trying to hate on people who genuinely would like this experience better, but I'm telling you, like, just give it a chance. Give 1080p with lower settings a chance, because I think that's actually superior to this. Now, what I'm trying to do right now is there's that dish there, and I don't know if they rebuild their equipment or not. Like, there's equipment that I've destroyed on rooftops like a long time ago, several days ago in game time, and several hours ago, like, of playtime, and they have not repaired it yet. So I don't know if it's destroyed forever. I would love to know if it is. Can I destroy that? Maybe it's already destroyed, because there's a box next to the dish. It's not just the dish. And I was hoping I could climb on top of the roof to get a better look at the equipment, but I can't. So anyway, I'm going to do a 900p video. I may or may not be talking so much in that one. I don't know. I never know. These videos are not scripted. And on one hand, I could definitely see an argument of why I should script it so the videos wouldn't be so long. But on the other hand, I think there's a certain genuineness to the videos I make. Like, I try to be real. I try to keep it real with you guys. 26 frames per second. And I'm sure there are people that are like, hey man, 26, that's pretty close to 30. So it's got to be great. No, it's not great. This is not good looking. No. No. I far prefer this. So let me show you. Let me go to the settings options. I much prefer, literally, depth of field may have been on, I don't remember. But literally, these are the settings. I'll show you. These horrible, horrible settings. I prefer this at 1080p, what I'm showing you right now. I prefer this. Depth of field might have been on. I'm not sure. I guess it's taken the game a while to change the graphics and save. There we go. So depth of field might have been on. I don't remember. But everything. Oh yeah, textures were high. Texture filtering was extra high, and then everything was off. And playing that at 1080p looks better. Actually, these settings, even at 720p, are better than when it was maxed out just a minute ago. Because this is a rock solid 60 right now. And the thing is like a lot of people truly don't know because like they haven't experienced it. Higher frame rate really helps. Higher frame rate really helps a lot. So let's take these guys out and then end the video. I'm just playing like recklessly. See what I mean? Like these guys, I had them laying down earlier. And they will eventually get back up and come for you. So thanks for watching, guys. I do appreciate the support. I do appreciate you guys watching these videos, especially when you watch the whole things. It genuinely brings joy to my heart because I'm trying to share information. When I started PC gaming, I feel like I was given a lot of bad advice. There was a lot of bad, even on Tom's Hardware, man. Like Tom's Hardware is where I've seen some of the best advice I've ever seen. But then there's been bad advice too. So Steam forums, Tom's Hardware, YouTube, all this stuff. There's all this like common wisdom or whatever. And I felt like there was just a lot of bad information. And I don't think anybody was like maliciously giving out bad information. I've talked about this before in one of my other videos, so I'm not going to do it again. I'll post a link to it in the description if you are interested in hearing all of my thoughts on it. But I just think a lot of people, even if they're well-meaning, don't give proper information. And look, I think this looks so much better than what we just saw a minute ago. Like when I ran up on these barrels before, everything pops better. Everything's more vibrant. Everything is so fluid. Like you can move the camera around and just be foolish. And it looks really good. Well, it's 720p. I say it looks really good. It does. I mean, this is getting the job done. And it's so much more fluid and so much easier to aim now. So, anyway. Long video, once again, I know. This has been AI Gaming 1776. Thank you so much for watching, and you guys have yourselves an excellent day.